I'm here today with Emily Goodstein. Emily is the founder and CEO of Good Strategy. You guys do online fundraising and digital strategy for nonprofits. Do you mind if I have you rewind to back when you first decided to reach out?
So I was a one-woman shop. I had a handful of great clients that I like to work with, but I kept sort of feeling like there was only so much more I could do. Only so many hours in the day. And in some ways, I just kind of felt like I'd plateaued.
I remember on our first call, you talked about wanting to serve more clients and that you love your work so much. That's one of the things I adore about you. Tell me a little bit about that part.
Sure. I do love working. So if anyone knows me, they know that I spend a good amount of the time working. And I really wanted to sort of make the most difference. So I kept thinking, am I serving this organization by being the one woman that wears all the hats? So that means that I'm writing the copy and doing the graphic design and thinking about the strategy and maintaining the relationship and all those things. And I really wasn't sure how to kind of like break beyond that. And I was really comfortable in that. I knew that at some point sort of down the line, I would need to take a little time off just to literally get married. Like maybe I would take a full week off to have my wedding, right? And every time I would think about kind of how to operationalize that, I just got really nervous. Like, who's going to take care of my clients? And you can't just kind of like stop all these projects. So I kind of felt this like a little bit of anxiety on that front. I think you really pushed on the concretizing of the service offerings, which was actually one of the harder things. And the thing I learned from that process is it actually took us, like once we sort of created these little buckets of services, it actually took going out into the world and sort of experiencing how people reacted to them and what questions we got and how much we sold to really like fine tune them. At the end of the day, when you work with nonprofit organizations, you have to be inspired by their mission, right? So at one point I was saying, well, I don't know if this organization, if the mission is going to need this. And you said, don't you want to help this mission, whatever mission it was, don't you want to help more children access education? That is the mission of this organization. And it sort of changed a little bit of the way that I was thinking about it. I was sort of coming from a place of, well, I know what they can afford and I know what I can do.
This sort of scarcity mentality, right? Yep. Like if I charge too much, I'm going to upset the universe.
Well, also, I kept seeing the things we were creating, not like we would get someone 75% of the way there and we would say, okay, here's the strategy, or like, here are recommendations.
Right, and then they wouldn't do it. And that was so frustrating for you.
Exactly. And that was when we started seeing, okay, great. We can actually help literally raise more money. I can move the needle on the way that these organizations are functioning in the world if we offer this other 25% service. And that I think was that was a huge change that was hard for me to kind of come to terms with, but I was able, once I could reframe from like a mission perspective, that was the part that was really helpful.
Thanks, Emily, for sharing all these thoughts with me today, and just keep making the amazing impact you are in the world at Greater Good and with your fabulous team.
Thanks so much, Julia. This was a treat. I'm glad we got a chance to talk.
Me too. Such fun. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Emily.
Bye.